Hello and welcome back once again to Dragon Rider Cryptos. This is the Dragon Rider, and let's get into it as usual. So let's take a look at the market real quick. Market cap. We got Bitcoin dominance at 42%, so that's up. As of late, the market been getting pumped and dumped on a steady decline, and as I suspected that it would. You see, because as I spoke about in a couple of previous videos, particularly the last video where I talked about Crave versus Pivx, talked about June 13th or Juneteenth, around that area. Essentially, that there would be crossing through a window. So currently, the market cap's at 251 billion, roughly. All right, you got 42% Bitcoin dominance. All right, currently Bitcoin is at 6,100. All right, you got Ethereum just under 500, Ripple, kind of the same order here, EOS, Litecoin, Stellar. Everything's pretty much green right here. Your Tether dropping down when everything goes up. Monero, all right, Monero is on the target list for the Secret Service. So we're going down here. Ethereum Classics doing well. Recently heard that Bittrex and maybe Binance might be doing USD pairs, which is pretty good. Lots of stuff going on, all right? But let's go look at trending, see the biggest gainers and losers real quick. We'll just scroll through here. Okay, Ucash up 130%. All right, all sports. I saw that one jump the other day. What I've been noticing is, this kind of trend is happening where a lot of the top 100 or whatnot, maybe even top 200 coins or maybe 150 coins have had or less movement. New coins that are into the market, these ones are around 3 cents, 15 cents, 5 cents. You'll see it looks like the whales, institutions, whoever it is looking to jump into these right here. Now these whales and stuff, whatnot, they can just, they can buy, 50 million, 100 million, whatever the fuck it is of these coins, and then just wait for it to go up 1 or 2 cents, and they can make big money. All right, and then they dump. So that happens a lot. But this is a trend that I have been noticing. Lower ranked or lower price coins. You see all right here. Look, 0.23 or 0.6, 0.3. 0.01, Bitcoin Z. A lot of these coins are getting bought up right now. So that being said, let's look at the losers in this space right here, and you can see kind of the same thing. 0.007, 0.01. All right, a lot of these lower coins, man, they're buying them up, pumping them a few points, and then they dump them. So you gotta watch out for that. They're funny creatures, whales. All right, they have money already, they have resources already, so a lot of this is just psychological for them. Get that dopamine dump in their brain, makes them feel good, along with these institutions and cartel bastards and whatnot. So anyway, let's jump over here to the news. Because I talked about in my previous video with Pivx versus Crave, you should check that out, that around Juneteenth, June 13th, or in that vicinity, that we would be entering between the ebb and the flow. Right in the center, we'd be on the apex, all right? Like a passageway. And what that basically entails, and some of you who might have looked at my last video might think, oh, what the fuck's going on, bruh? The market's been down and shit. Yeah, exactly. This is how it works with creation, with potential. All right, first comes the chaos, my friends. First comes the chaos. The chaos stirs the potential. The potential becomes manifest and then is created, or is created through that manifestative process. So first comes the chaos, my friends, and that is what we're witnessing. They say they hit a triple bottom. That's good, Because when you're building something, I'll give you an example. If you're going to build a house from an old house that's kind of falling apart, all right, you're going to have to bust up that house. You're going to have to do some demolition before you start building up again, right? And a lot of times, if a house is all bust up like this legacy system is, like this old paradigm is, you might have to take it all the way down to the foundation. That's what this triple bottom, that's what this is right here. Okay, that's what this is right here. This market cap. This is triple bottom, whatever they want to call it. This is the base. This is the foundation. All right, they're bringing it down. They're bringing it down so that it can be built up again. All right. So first comes the chaos, spits out the potential, then comes the creation from that potential. What you're seeing right now, let's go back over here, trying to make it as clear as possible, is all the potential. All right? All the potential swirling around in the chaos. Some of you are making good gains right now with this, these day traders, whales, whoever. And some of you are out there making some good purchases or some good investments. And this is not investment advice or legal advice. This is my subjective opinion. It's my opinion of the data that I subject to my objective perspective. All right, just say it like that. So anyway, a lot of people are getting in. And they're going to hodl. They're going to sit because there was so many people when this thing was up 20,000. They were jumping in their pants and it started falling and falling and falling and falling. People were running off, getting scared. And they did a triple pump that last time. It happened in threes. It did happen before that, and it happened in three pumps, one action. So look for that triple pump action. All right. I think we're about to come out of we might be having the last pump coming up here shortly, and then you're gonna hit the wave, the flow, right in between the ebb and flow. Okay, so you got ebb and flow, right? So this would be ebbing right here, flowing, all right? I'm just giving you an example, ebbing and flowing. This whole market, this whole paradigm itself is in the middle of this ebb and flow. It's right here where it's at the bottom, where it's at the end of the drop and the beginning of the rise. It's where the most chaos is at and the most potential. That's where we're at. That's where this whole paradigm, this whole market, this whole everything is at right now, all right? So when I said around June 13th or there's somewhere thereabouts, you would start to see the signals, the catalysts, and the elements presenting themselves. What's the implication of that? All right, let's get over here. This is a story talking about the Secret Service asking the government to kind of crack down on privacy coins, particularly Monero and Zcash, all right, because untraceability, so-called untraceability. All right, and there could be a bunch of other reasons behind that, But anyway, get out the conspiracy part, and we'll go down here and just look at the basic shit. Why are they getting so concerned about privacy coins now? And here these guys are asking for the government to change the laws, okay, to make some kind of laws that will allow them to restrict privacy-centric coins. Why? Because they know this market is about to take off. Adoption is about to take off. Institutions are already positioning themselves. A lot of, corporations are going to start coming out with their own tokens. They're already, these institutions, investment firms, banks, central banks, whatever you want to call it, all the like, are all in the space now, all right? They're buying up exchanges, as I suspected and stated before. They're in here. They're not going nowhere. If you've noticed, they're kind of playing the two markets back and forth. They're leveraging the crypto market against the legacy market, and back and forth, and they're kind of playing that game right now while they're transitioning over. All right, it's the same old stuff, man. This is a process. So look at it like that. So, although it is more difficult to trace the movement of illicit proceeds using these newer anonymity enhanced cryptocurrencies, it is not impossible. So, here it is. They're saying that they can still do it, but it's going to just make it harder. These are all the little triggers, the little catalysts, the little signs, flags, whatever you want to call them, to let you know where the shit is moving towards. So this is another signal or trigger or catalyst that I was talking about. SEC comes out in on the 14th of June, talking about what this was reported that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities. There you go. They're going to utilize these. They are already pumped and dumped enough to get into this market and hold enough Bitcoin and or Ethereum to do what they want to do in that space. All right, Bitcoin is the top. It is the queen coin, the queen dragon. All right, it's the number one coin. It's essentially like the reserve currency in the crypto space. All right, it's the one everything else is backed up against, generally speaking. So they got the number one coin, and they got Ether, the number one token, the number one platform for which ICOs and many other protocols and so on and so forth are coming out on. Okay, number one coin, number one token. Gotta tell you right there. All right, let's move on. Here's another article right here, btcmanager.com, and they're just talking about hackers. You know what I'm saying? First off, some of this hacking is warfare. All right, some of this hacking is warfare. Exchange against exchange, institution against exchange, uh, corporation against corporation, so on and so forth. Some of this stuff is highly probable, highly likely. People who are just greedy, cartel groups, potentially institutions like I'll just say intelligence agencies, so to speak, are likely to be hacking and using those coins and tokens or the revenues generated by them to do their dirty shit. All right. So they said in this article that exchanges are the most vulnerable. Why? Because they hold the most tokens, most coins, right? The most USDT, the most tether. All right. But I gotta say that I think a lot of these so-called exchanges are actually utilizing a fractional reserve type system anyway. So anyway, that's another reason why you should not keep your funds or your tokens or your coins on exchanges if you do not have to, ladies and gentlemen. Fellow Dragon Riders, protect yourselves as much as you are able to do so. But this is the new paradigm. This is part of that shift, right? These are those flags. These are those mechanisms. These are those catalysts that are going to cause things to shift. Okay, and here's one more example, and I'll try to make so just kind of wrap this up. If you come over here to CME Group, there's some articles, and this is the one I wanted to look at right here. Should U.S. farmers fret over falling ag currencies? And in this article, they kind of go over the correlation between the rise and fall of currencies and agriculture, and how they affect the markets. And this is kind of a summation of what I'm talking about, this ebbing and flowing, the catalysts, the triggers, and so on and so forth. Reducing the level of inventory. Again, this is getting rid of some of the coins, tokens in space that are just not strong enough or developing quick enough to be worth investment, and bringing markets back into equilibrium, right? It's an extremely painful process for producers. We'll replace that with investors, giving you the analogy with a house, what's going on. Shit's getting basically broke down before it's built up. Talking about the foundation, all the way down to the foundation. All right. So there it is. So until next time, my fellow dragon riders, keep riding those dragons.